Okay, so your first direct voiceover client just asked you for a quote, and you've never quoted for a voiceover job before. How in the world do you do it? Stay tuned to find out. Hi, I'm Jesse Carroll, professional voice actor and coach, and today we are talking about how to quote for a voiceover job. And if you stay to the very end, I will give you a word on perpetuity. It's a juicy one, so stay tuned. All right, so you're brand new in voiceover, you've never worked direct with a client before, they asked you for a quote, you wanna make sure you get it right. How do you do it? Now, here's a disclaimer before we get started here. I do not care what you quote at the end of the day, okay? If you wanna charge bottom barrel prices, I don't care. You're not hurting the industry as some people would suggest, and you're definitely not hurting me because the people that are gonna pay you $10 for a voiceover, they were never gonna pay my rates in the first place. So the only person you're hurting is yourself, if that's what you wanna do. So today we're gonna talk about how to do a proper voiceover quote. And it's real simple. Go to the globalvoiceacademy.com. And we're gonna put that up on the screen right there so you see it, globalvoiceacademy.com, and check out the GVAA rate guide on there. It's an incredible resource. It has all of the prices that you need to quote. So let's say they ask you for a 3-minute explainer video with just organic reach. You can look on the GVAA rate guide and see that quoted. It'll give you a suggested price range, and not just a hard quote, but a suggested price range. You can see radio quotes, TV broadcast, and for certain lengths of time. So yeah, it's an incredible resource, and you can literally find anything that you need a quote for in voiceover, you can find it there. Super simple to check out. Just whatever your client asks you for a quote for, ask them for clarity to make sure that you have the proper usage, which platforms, if it's gonna be a digital ad, a radio ad, or if it's not even an ad, if it's just an e-learning or an explainer video that's just simply organic. It's gonna be used on their social media and on their website, on their YouTube channel, and no paid reach at all. You can find all those quotes there. Super simple to do. Now, the GVAA rate guide is a guideline. It's not gospel, okay? I use it to get the overall gist of what the average rates that non-union voice actors are charging, and then I actually go higher than that. I do. Now, here's the thing. The reason I charge more than GVAA rates is because I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm really good at what I do, and I provide exceptional service, phenomenal service. I do things immediately. I don't say, I'll get it back to you in a couple days. I do it now, as long as I'm not in the middle of another project. I do everything like right now, and I provide exceptional service. I don't nickel and dime my clients with microtransactions. They want to change a word here or there. No. I just charge a lot in the front and then just do what they want until it's done. So it's good to know the GVAA rates so you know what's like a good rate to charge for certain projects, but you don't have to follow it. You can charge more, okay? I charge actually GVAA rates minimum. If they're less than GVAA rates, I don't do it. In fact, I turn down thousands of dollars of jobs all the time. You have to be willing to do that. You know, I just recently turned down $50,000. Now you're probably like, no effing way. There's no way you do that. I did. And it was for a company that wanted to use my voice for AI for the next 11 plus years, as they put it. And here's a screenshot of the email. And that's my response. They offered me $50,000 for 11 plus years, and my response was, I make more than $150,000 a year doing voiceover. You need to put another zero behind that $50,000 if you want me to even consider it. And even then I would. 11 plus years, like I'm making over $1 million in voiceover in 11 plus years, for sure. So unless they're prepared to pay $1 million for my voice, it's just not gonna happen. There's no reason for me to do AI because I'm working all the time. You don't need to sell your voice off to an AI company because then you're gonna be competing with it. And it's just not something I'm interested in. I think in the very near future, you're gonna see a premium being paid for voice actors who never had their voice cloned. Because clients don't want AI these days. They use it for a scratch track, that's it. They want their voice actor to sound completely authentic. So that's why I don't do it. But that's a topic for another time. We're not talking about AI today, we're talking about quoting. So GVAA rate guides for quotes, right? But you don't have to stick to it. You wanna charge more than GVAA rates. And how do you do it? See, look at it like, there's a wonderful book out there that I suggest everybody read called $1 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. And if I could just give you the gist of the book, I would say it's basically charge a ton. I know there's people that don't like it when I swear, but tough cookies, I swear. I'm just being me, I'm real. Charge a ton and give way more than they paid for, right? Give exceptional value, exceptional service, and charge a lot for it. Look at brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Rolex. Why do they charge so much? Sure, people want to wear the brand. It gives them a sense of status when they wear that brand, but it's further than that. They develop that brand through exceptional customer service, ridiculous ridiculously exceptional quality, unless you're getting like a knockoff or something like that, which would be like AI, right? Not an actual actor, but a knockoff, virtual AI. Anyway, I digress. You can build a brand in voiceover just like Gucci, just like Louis Vuitton, just like Rolex. Exceptional quality, exceptional service. Focus on those two things, and you will find the clients that really pay in this industry, the clients with the quality jobs and the big fat old budgets. Those are the ones that you're going to attract, because game recognizes game. You know, somebody that's got a budget of $10,000, they're going to notice when a voice actor is of that caliber, when they're of that quality. And those jobs are much easier to work on than the lower jobs. The lower jobs, like the $10 jobs, like you'll find on Fiverr and Upwork, those people are going to squeeze every last dime out of you. They're going to try and make that $10 go so far. When you work with a client on a $10,000 job, you usually finish that up in like 20 minutes. They know what they want, they like your voice, they have great direction, and then it's done. 30 days later, you got 10 grand in your bank account. I make it sound easy because, you know, it's actually easier. Here's the thing. In my community, there was a discussion recently, and one of the actors in there was talking about how they just booked their first job in Upwork. And I was like, hey, congratulations, that's great, but you want to try and get in the game from there. You want to get into like a casting site and start progressing up the chain. The $10 jobs are just not going to move the needle for you. And it is actually harder to book a $10 job than it is to book a $10,000 job. Now, how can that be? Because a $10 job, they have no idea what they want. They're looking everywhere. They're talking to all the voice actors and they're trying to drive everyone's price down. And then they're stalling on their decisions. They don't have a time frame. It's going to take forever. Like, it's in every sense of the word going to be an unprofessional job. However, with the $10,000 budget, they have a deadline. They're usually behind. There's a lot of moving parts and they need the voice actor now. And they're only going to listen until they find the one they want. And then they're going to stop. They're not going to compare a whole bunch. They're going to get a smaller pool. They're going to present it to the client. They're going to pick one and then they're going to do it right away. So it's easier to book. It takes the same amount of effort, but it's actually easier to book. And it's way easier to do a $10,000 job than a $10 job. And the $10 job isn't going to move the needle. If you really want to have a career in voiceover, if you want to make it your full-time job, ignore the small jobs. If you want to dip your feet in and get a little bit of experience and get rid of the stage fright, go for it. But I stopped doing the small jobs when I did voiceover. I stopped doing those 2 months in. As soon as I found out about the GVAA rate guide, as soon as I saw what you could charge, because before that I had no idea. When I saw how much you could charge for voiceover, as long as you have the skills and you've got the training and you've got standard of excellence and you're willing to do what it takes to get the client the result that they want, you can charge a lot. And you should charge a lot. What we do is not easy. You know, it's very nuanced, it's very creative. And because of that, you want to make sure that the price that you're charging reflects your professionalism, the care and effort that you put into each project. Don't just give your services away for bottom barrel prices. You're worth more than that. Hey, look at me. You're worth more than that. I know I'm kidding around, but I'm dead serious. You know, you don't need to do those small jobs. Like I said, in the beginning, you want to just get a little bit of experience. Sure, get your little bit of experience, then move on from it. Get into the casting sites. And I know some professional voice actors will probably either comment below or tell me like, hey, those aren't professional rates. Listen, there are tons of rates that are higher than the GVAA rate guide on voices.com, on Voice123, and you don't have to do the ones that are lower. Just because you signed up for a casting site doesn't mean you have to audition for any of that shit. You don't. You can just wait until a budget that you're cool with comes through. And you can also charge whatever you want. On Voice123, they have fixed rate jobs, so you can't do it in there, but the ones that they say up to 300, you could charge 3,000 on those if you want. And on voices.com, you can charge whatever the hell you want. I do all the time. I'll see jobs that are listed at $400 and charge 1,000, and I'll get the job still. Just because what they've listed on a casting site they say is their budget doesn't mean that's actually their budget. So, moral of the story, I want you to be like Rolex, Gucci, and Louis Vuitton. I want you to offer top quality, exceptional service, and I want you to charge a boatload. And that's how you get to the professional world. That's how you turn voiceover into a full-time career, not just a part-time side hustle. You know, you don't want to be the Old Navies, the H&Ms of the voiceover world. You know, they're generic. You have way more competitors in that world, and you're never going to get ahead. You'll get some experience, which can be valuable, but financially, you just won't move the needle. So now we've come to the end of that rant. GVAA rate guide. charge more. Charge as much as you can. The client will appreciate it. You will do a better job. You'll value your own work more, and so will everybody else. And a word in perpetuity. Okay, so this came up actually in my community recently. There was a voice actor who was like, never do in perpetuity, never, never, never. And there's a lot of truth behind that, but it's more of a nuanced response, I find. These days, a lot of clients are asking for in perpetuity because you're dealing with an agency and they don't want to chase up how their client is using it, because that takes a lot of their own resources to find this thing, right? So they'll just put in a blanket contract that they give to everybody. They'll say, in perpetuity, across the universe to the end of time. And most people go, no, I'm not gonna sign it. Well, slow your horses. What you do is you tell the client, listen, I know that they don't really need it forever, because these days, voiceovers are so disposable. Anybody who's ever taken like a Facebook ad course or anything like that, I've done it. They suggest to you, whenever you make ads, if you know anything about ads, you got to turn those ads over like every 3 months. It's rare that anybody is going to use a voiceover in an ad for more than a year. So when you see those in perpetuity contracts, just say, hey, listen, I see it's in perpetuity. The client doesn't need it forever. They're not going to be alive forever, so they don't care. Why don't we agree on a fixed term? Like, how does a couple years sound? And then make sure that the budget aligns with that amount, or be willing to walk away. It's pretty rare that I run into a client that won't be flexible on in perpetuity. You can negotiate out of in perpetuity. It's just done in years. It's simple to do. And if they won't negotiate away from it, just make sure it's not a digital ad or broadcast. If it's organic reach and it's a startup company and they have 10 followers on their YouTube channel, and that's where it's gonna sit, on their YouTube channel, and you can get them to agree to no paid media, get it in a contract, and it's just gonna sit on their YouTube channel in perpetuity, their grandma and their brothers and their cousins and their sisters, they're the only ones that are gonna see that ad. You have no issues with that. So again, it's up to you. I would do it if the budget's right. I don't care if it's going to sit in perpetuity on some random website on a really small YouTube channel. Now, on the flip side, if it's not a startup and it's for like Coke or Pepsi, yeah, if it's going to sit on their website forever, or their YouTube channel, organic, which has like hundreds of thousands or millions of followers, yeah, I'm not going to do it in perpetuity. I'm going to do it at a fixed rate of time, and I'm going to charge a lot for it. You need to, you gotta think. You gotta think who the client is. You gotta think what the product is that you're actually voicing. Is it known? Is it just a startup? Do they even have a budget? Take all those factors into account, look at the GVAA rate guide, and decide for yourself. Not everything can be handled in voiceover with blanket statements. You really gotta take into account the audience, how many people are gonna have eyeballs and ears on it, and go from there. And if you have any more questions about that, join my community, shameless plug, and we will help you come to an answer for all of your questions in voiceover. I really do have an amazing community. It's really popping off now. I think we got, like, as of this video right now, we have about 52 members, and a lot of people are starting to get work in it. It's only been around for a month, and people are getting work. And we're all sharing secrets and things that work, and lots of live interviews. I do Watch Me Work days every week where I live stream my actual process, and you can see me audition and edit it. And if you can't be there for the live stream, I also upload it into the community afterwards, so you can check it out at a later date. And we do prizes and giveaways and all kinds of fun stuff. Anyway, that's my plug for my community. If you want a helping hand in voiceover, that's where you go. And if you have any other questions about voiceover, hit me up in the comments below. Maybe I'll make a video out of it, and I'll try to answer everybody's comments. It's getting more difficult because you guys have been fantastic. Everybody's subscribing, and the channel's growing really, really quickly. So thank you very much for that. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I think it was like last time I looked, like, I don't know, it was like 90% of the people that watch this channel are not subscribed. Subscribe, you're killing me. All right, guys, that's it. That's all. That's my rant for today, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.